And welcome back, guys, to week 5. Can you believe it? We're finally here in our final week, drawing all the learning, coming together, and go ahead with launching our home. So, for those who are new, thank you for joining us. I hope you find the content really useful. And for those who are returning, thank you so much for supporting me on this journey. Your likes and your subscribe have definitely made this worth it. But don't forget, guys, to like and subscribe so it can reach a broader audience. So, again, welcome back. And as it's our final session, this week is all about you, the leader. How could I end this bite sized course without focusing on the leaders? Because everybody seems to remember the business, the staff, the safeguarding, the young people, but we often forget the leaders. We're going to explore what it takes to lead well, stay resilient, and build a sustainable children home that lasts. Look, in week 5, this is so important that we understand what cultivating the mindset of a registered RI and RM is. They understand the emotional toll of the care leaderships take on, and they design for sustainability and growth. Too many leaders and too many homes burn out because the leadership isn't prepared for the personal weight of the work. So let's fix this. This is something that my daughter often said to me was, you never switch off when you come home. But as she grew up and started to understand the nature of the responsibility of the business, she understood that sometimes I could not switch off. When things get hard, and they will, your vision is your anchor. Your vision is the thing that you're going to come back to, self reflect on, remind yourselves of the whys, why you're here, why did you do this, why did you want to do this. And when your vision becomes your anchor, as the leader, you don't just direct, but you demonstrate in your everyday culture in your organization. Remember, the why is important. You are going to feel burnt out before you even go into operation, just putting this home together. But remember the why. Some of us have had some traumatic childhood experiences. Some of us have watched friends go through traumatic childhood experiences, or they've watched family members. Whatever the reason is, whatever the why is, hold on to that. And remember, your anchor points is to keep your vision visible. Keep it there. Hang around with those who have the same vision and mission. Find providers, learn from them, spend time with them. Lead through values. Understand what your values are in your business. How do they tie into the everyday support? How do they tie in to the way your staff work and deliver the vision and mission? And be a model. Model calm, consistency, and care. Even though you're going to feel like pulling your hair out, screaming, crying, giving up, dying, not wanting to exist, believe me, you're going to go through so many emotions. Always model calm. Don't allow the staff to pick up the storm that's in your head, because it may impact the way they perform. Because they expect, in all situations that go wrong, they expect their manager to have the solution. So remain calm, even if you don't. Be consistent. You can't tell staff to do something and then in a couple of weeks undo it or change it. You need consistency so staff are clear of the blueprint, what needs to be done, why, when, and how. And always model care. I often remind people who work with me, around me, don't play with people's kids. Don't play with their safeguarding. Don't play with their well-being, and always step forward with integrity and good faith. We're dealing with people's children, which is God's blessings. So lead with care. Now I'm going to say this. Emotional resilience is something I had to learn very much on early in the game because of the client group I was working with. Before my children's home, I founded the UK's first service working with girls exiting gang lifestyles, serious violence, and criminal exploitation. And emotional resilience was something I had to have, because not only were you delivering bad news sometimes, but you was delivering news that was life-changing for people. And you have to be emotionally resilient. You can't pour from an empty cup. You need structures in place to support you just as much as the team and the child. You need the place where you can go and feel safe, vulnerable, and offload. It's all good being a strong manager, but those who forget to offload are often carrying a heavy basket. And when that basket overspills, it's going to hurt somebody. So staying well in a demanding role is key. Supervision and peer support. As an owner, get external supervision from somebody who's going to hold you accountable, who's going to oversee you, not just in terms of the home's well-being, but your well-being. Who's going to be able to say, hey, I need you to stop. You're going towards burnout. Take a break. Switch off. And when I say peer support, it's all good having friends, but you need friends who are in this game that understand what working in residential children homes look like. Because some of the things you're going to be speaking about, you need someone that can relate. Talking to some friends, it's going to fly over their head. You're not going to get the feedback and the comfort that you need. Speak to peers who are in the same industry. And if you don't have them, start befriending and getting them. Implement boundaries and protect your time. I was really rubbish at this. I would work 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm available every single day of the week. I'm always available to help. That is the fastest route to burnout. Implement some boundaries, get your managers to speak to you, streamline the order of command, the chain of command, who can speak and when to you, what's it in aid of. Because I tell you this now, the CEO of McDonald's doesn't speak to every staff member. He's probably never even met all of them. Now, although in your first home, you want it to be very intimate and you want people to know you, you still need to have some boundaries and protect your peace. Make sure you go walking, jogging, you take the dog for a walk, you have some therapeutic time to yourself, because you are going to need this. And boundaries and protecting your time also expands outside your social life. You know, a lot of people always say to me, let your hair down, live a little, I want to see you have fun. Fun, I need to ensure that when I am having fun and letting my hair down, that I'm not possibly in the same space as my clients' parents, because I still need to have some integrity and some professional stance no matter where I go. So make sure you balance out your fun, that you don't end up embarrassing yourself or losing things because you did not manage your space very well. It's so important to do reflective practice. I do this every day. Every situation I'm in, even if it was successful, I reflect on, could I have done it better? Could I have handled it better? Could I have done something else? And every time you're in that headspace, you will understand that through the reflective cycle practice, you are also improving yourself, you're improving the business, and you're also protecting the staff and the children. Because with self-reflection always comes better practice. Ensure that you have the adequate training and coaching. Managers often seem to allocate training to all the other staff members but forget themselves. You need to continuously upskill yourself as well, because the law is always changing and the landscape is constantly changing. Ensure as managers you're on courses that are relevant for yourself, but also help in terms of building the business, the vision. It's so important. Emotional resilience is a thing that's either going to make or break you in this game. So ensure that you build up a strong game when it comes to your emotional resilience. If everything depends on you, the system will fail. Build capacity from the start, not as a fix when you're overwhelmed. I'm going to say that again. If everything depends on you guys, the system will fail. Build capacity from the start, not as a fix when you're overwhelmed. The biggest lesson I learned, my first business, it was all around me. The branding, the sustaining, everything was around me. But when I later put staff in place, 6 months later, nobody wanted to see all the other staff members. They wanted to see me. Because in their head, they'd seen me as the product. I was the solution. I was the go-to. But people didn't understand the formula that I had created. I've taught the team and they can execute just as good as me. But because it was just me, they thought it was always going to be me. So not many people were used to taking on the idea that there's now a team. Work on the home, not just in it. Work on the home, not just in it. Meaning, work to build yourself out, to grow as a team. You cannot be the admin, the support worker, the team leader, the team manager, and the RI and the RM. You just can't. You actually can't. Ensure that you build a sustainable team which has a clear leadership structure. From the top, the CEO to the registered manager to the RI. What is required? Make sure you have regular service audits. Check on your business. Ensure that it's running effectively. I have an amazing Q&A template on my shop, on my website. Use that. And that template was shared with me by a local authority. Use that template to check over your homes. Do a quality assurance audit. What do you find? Ensure staff development pathway is clear. People want to be able to grow in businesses. They want to be able to see themselves there, feel part of the investment, feel valued. What's their pathway to development? What about training and gaining higher education? How does your business support them to do this? And your strategic growth planning. How does the business grow from now to the next 5 years? These things make up your systems for sustainability. We're not opening a home for 1 or 2 years. We want a home that lasts a lifetime if possible. We want a long, durable, sustainable businesses that continues to change lives, not daily, weekly, or 1 year, but annually, continuously. Future-proofing your vision, something many, many people forget. Your home needs to evolve. It needs to evolve. Children evolve. Your home needs to evolve. Build a rhythm of review and reflection and always keep one eye on the future. Build a rhythm of review and reflection and always keep one eye on the future. We want our homes to reflect the young people that's coming through. We don't want to be rigid. We don't want our homes to feel old-fashioned and the children feel like they're misunderstood or they're not understood. And to ensure that, we want to listen to when they talk to us. It needs to be a child-centered approach home, and we need to have child involvement across all stages. So use the feedback from inspections, staff, and most importantly, the children to develop your service and help you to help it grow. Stay up to date with regulations, requirements, and white papers. Social care is always changing. And that's why I call myself a lifelong learner, because social care is not a stagnant field. It's forever changing and adapting. So there's always something new to learn. Have a plan for the next 3 to 5 years. We want a business that grows with us as we grow. We ain't about to put the mantle down and just let our flame burn out after all this hard work that we've put in. Future-proof your vision. Just think about Kodak. Kodak was one of the biggest photography companies in the world. And when one of their staff members came to them with a digital camera, they refused because they felt they were the leaders and they didn't keep an eye on the future. That staff member went over to Sony and shared their vision of the first digital camera. And guess what Sony done? They employed that person and launched a digital camera. Now, when you look back, we don't even speak of Kodak because they didn't keep an eye on the future. Make sure your home is growing as the generations change, as the young peoples change, and as society changes. Reflect and share. This is not about emotional honesty and practical planning. You don't need to be perfect, but you do need to be prepared. We don't know it all. And even by me giving you some bite-sized information, you're still going to learn certain things on the job. Because even if I spoon feed it to you, it won't make sense until you're actually there. So be easy on yourself. You made it up to week 5. Some people have not even listened to week 1. Some people have listened to week 1 and 2 and they've lost interest because they didn't understand a lot of the methodical requirements needed to set up a home and maintain it. But let's reflect, right? Because we know reflective practice is really good practice. What part of leadership excites you or scares you? Are you excited to be taking on such a dream, a childhood passion, or knowing that you're going to be part of a solution? But are you a little bit nervous in terms of managing people? The diversity of people? Are you nervous on putting a rota together? How will you stay grounded when challenges come up? Who will you talk to? What will you do? Will you keep using reflective practice? And then once you do that, how do you implement things? How will you just stay you? How do you stay grounded when your business is doing really well and financially things are taking off? Do you keep an eye on the home? Or do you now start to care about other things? Do you reinvest that money back into the business and improve the quality of training and equipment available to staff? Or do you just let it sell by? What support system do you need around you? Who do you need? Who do you need to talk to? My RI is of so much value to me because I rely on her a lot. I rely on her support, her extensive knowledge, the comfort of her words and reassurance. Who's going to do that for you? And you know me, guys, this is not personal, it's business, but there's always some actions we can take. Take the time to craft your own leadership identity. You'll thank yourself later. Honestly, being clear on your management style really helps. Write out your leadership vision statement. How do you want to lead? What type of manager are you? What are your core values as a manager? Identify 3 ways to protect your well-being. What can you do to make sure you stay safe and well emotionally, physically, spiritually? And create a sustainable plan for 1 year. You might think that's a long time, but I'm telling you, we're in August, guys. The year is coming to an end, and we just started in 2025. How have we got here? So again, as you can see, time goes on, and there's always enough time to plan because our time's just running away with itself. You're ready. You've done week 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What else do you need? If it's a bit of coaching, join my WhatsApp group. If you want me to go in more details in particular subjects, leave a comment below. But you're ready. You're ready to lead with purpose. You're resilient. you're vision led, you're prepared to grow, this is your moment to lead the way. Take charge of your home. Take charge of the pen and paper. Visualize what you want and make it happen. I went from scribbling my home down on a piece of paper to having multiple homes. And the other day, I was doing some self-reflection and my mind drifted to primary school. And I remember in primary school, we were set a task to complete with chalk, right? And I forgot the black, it's like charcoal. I forgot what it's called. And we had to do a drawing. And we had to visualize or draw a business in the future that we wanted. Do you know what I drew on my piece of paper, guys? And I still have that drawing today because my mum kept, you know, when you get your work at the end of the year, she kept that folder. I drew a children's home at Battersea Power Station. And when I saw that, I welled up because I understood that I was doing exactly what I needed to do in life, and this was my purpose. I was young and I identified a children's home as a business. And my vision was to own Battersea Power Station and change that into a huge children's home. Now, when I was young, the vision made sense. I wanted about 24 kids in there. But now I'm older, operational wise, that wouldn't work. But it's full circle, guys. I've come back to exactly where I should be. So not only did I manifest this from young, I actually came back in full circle. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And you'll work out if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Take your time, listen, be still, but know that it's not impossible. It just takes a lot of purpose, a lot of resilience, a big vision, preparation to grow, and you'll be ready. Congratulations on making it to week 5. I'm proud of you. And should you need any further advice, come and join my WhatsApp group. I appreciate you. I wish you good luck and stay tuned for some further bite-sized videos. But in terms of your 5-week course, you've done it, guys. Congratulate yourselves and take the next step forward that's required. Thank you so much, and I shall see you soon.